So hello, it's your boy Ambazador again doing his thing. I just had to jump on this review, Lwanda Magere Legacy. That's the call out. That's King B's version. It's a 3 minutes 38-second thing. I call it as a lecture, yeah, because King B, he calls himself. He starts King B swag, keeper of the gate 237. I feel like he's double time keeper of the gate. Physically, he looks like a keeper of the gate, and so I feel like we are safe in Cameroon here. When he says 237 keeper of the gate, I mean, if you can go through him lyrically, I'm sure you'll not go through him physically. So if he's at the gate, I feel like we are safe in Cameroon from every other attack here. So that's just me being a smart mouth out there. Well, so he dropped this one and we have been expecting it. There was this ongoing brawl, I'll call it. Well, generally King B goes at everybody who goes at Cameroon. I mean, I don't know if Drake could take a shot at Cameroon any of these days. I'm sure King B will still stand up to him like, man, I told you guys not to come close to this gate. So he's gone to Lyrical Joe and now he's going at Mex Cortez. When anybody mentions Cameroon, King B goes at them. Mex Cortez went at Cameroon, took a shot at Cameroon, Sierra Leone, took a shot at even South Africa, at Nigeria. But the funniest thing was he was making it sound like a beef between the East and the West. But I know he has some collabo things with Ghanaian, so I don't know, are they part of the East now or the West? I don't know. But as I said, well, the whole champion live narrative, yeah. So at times we have these whole situations where it's no longer a matter of Manchester against Real. We look at it from the angle of English teams against Spanish teams, yeah. So we are like, okay, we have one English team left in the league, so the fans from the English league are like, okay, we have to make sure that the English team in the league stands. So people are no longer like on the angle of Cameroon against Kenya or that. It's now East versus West. I said it's interesting if they're keeping the spirit of the sport. And if you even listen to the King B song, most of the time he was talking in that direction but I felt like King B was very strategic. I mean, like, King B is one of those future CEO rappers I feel like we are going to have in the game. When all this is said and done, some people will really emerge as kings of this whole thing. And king is not just saying I'm a king, it's the way you carry yourself, the way you would what you gain, the way you are strategic in your moves, things like that. Because he started off with saying, I calligraph my name in hip hop. So it also means like I'll write my name on this whole thing, but also he's shouting out to Calligraph Jones. Then his next line was now the M's to buy more ice. So we know MI is like the boss man or like the bigger brother in Chocolate City, and Ice Prince was like Ice Prince, Jesse Jags, and what's this guy for Oleku? What's his name? I've forgotten his name. The guy who sings Brimo. They were like younger brothers to Ice Prince under Chocolate City. So he said Ice would need M's would need to buy more ice. So almost like MI will need to get more ice or more younger brothers, the Ice Prince kind of guy. So some kind of wordplay thing between I'm a prince. So he said, now I need M's, and now M's will need to buy more ice like I'm a prince. So Ice Prince, MI buying more ice to be, and when you buy more ice, letter I to the MI gives you the MI. And then now if you join the ice to the prince, which is the ice like the Ice Prince, it becomes Ice Prince, but more ice to the M's gives you MI. And then so if MI is getting more Ice Prince, so that's the whole wordplay thing he's playing. He played with Calligraph Jones, now he's playing with MI, technically shouting at all these bigger brothers in the games here, MI and Calligraph Jones. And then I like the line when he went to Cal De Niro shout out saying he's got a vision and all of that. And then he went out his way to and then he shouted out Nasty C too. So you see the strategy move these guys are making, like trying to create allies here, building blocks in West Africa. Since he has taken a shot at South Africa, so okay, South Africans will not be his friends. So if we form allies between West Africans and then we network with South Africans, like easily take away the East Africans, things like that, yeah. So he's playing that whole game just with his lyrics, yeah. Shout out to them. He also said, why did he disrespect his country? He had told him before, if anybody comes at his country, he'll come at him. And they actually called his name here. He said Mex Cortez for disrespecting my country. I think that's about the 049 50th minute. Yeah, he called out Mex Cortez in the 050th minute about. Yeah. Then where I knew he's really, so this guy is an educated guy here, where he mentioned the art of war. So he mentioned wartime and Sun Tzu. For those who know Sun Tzu, he was the master of the art of war. Art of war is not like war, but are mostly strategies. Most of the biggest businessmen in the world, the most successful politicians, they apply some of these various strategies which he labeled in the art of war. And I feel like what's his name, King B Swag is using a lot of this kind of strategy. So playing with his enemies and his friend, then knowing when to form allies to go against who and things like that, but not overstepping certain bounds. Like you notice he still somehow shouted at Cal De Niro, though he's going at East Africa, and then he even spoke in Swahili. That's what, like, this guy is he's a politician. Yeah, he spoke in Swahili where he was taking a shot at Mex Cortez, who is from East Africa, but not wanting to alienate his East African fans. So he shouted at Calligraph Jones, so Kenya, I'm still with you guys. So I'm taking a shot at this guy from Tanzania. Then he spoke in Swahili, and then he shouted at the ladies, knowing that was his muscles. The ladies like him. So if a girl really likes him, she'll be like, man, forget all those guys who are doing their beef things. I like this dude. Yeah, spoke in Swahili, shouted at the ladies from East Africa and all of that. And the guys are really making major moves. They took direct shots at Mex Cortez, where he said the guy took a name of a shoe. He's a Mexican wannabe. I know, like, the guy looks like he's some kind of Indian mix kind of thing, but I feel like it's still cool. Yeah, I mean, like, even we have some whites in Africa, we have some Indians in Africa, we have some mixed guys, we have the Arab looking guys up there. We are all Africans still when it's all said and done. No hard feelings, but in the sport, you try to make fun of the other person as much as possible. So Mex Cortez would definitely, I watched some interviews where he took shots at he was being sarcastic, though. He took shots at King B's muscular look and all of that. So it's but normal that King B will take shots too at his Mexican looking self, or whatever Mexican wannabe. And then he went ahead to explain himself, saying that he has just been 6 months in the game, so people should give him time to prove himself, and he's already doing that. And then he said he sold the whole vision of one Africa, instead of people breaking down Africa like by taking direct shots at countries. He has always sold this thing. From when he went at Lyrica Joe, he said his issue is not the beef thing. He loves beef. He loves the culture of beef in hip hop. It's inevitable, but people should go about it the right way. That is, you should go at individual rappers. Take a shot at the rapper, not a country. So you should go at this rapper, and then you guys go for it, word by line, beef track by beef track, and then the fans are going to decide who wins. But don't go at the country. But I feel like it is what it is. Yeah, do what you do. If it comes good for you, the fans will tell us who won and who lost here. So he went on to say, so that's why he's going at King B, at what's his name, Mex Cortez, because they are like breaking up Africa when you start going at country. And I've watched his interview where he breaks that down, and I feel like he has a point though. When you go at countries, then you alienate the whole group, and then now it starts becoming like some country war thing and the rest. But for those who know, it's just hip hop, it's beef, and it is what it is. And he also went on to say he's unheard of in the East, although he's claiming to represent the East and he wants to lead the East to come for war, or he's pushing, or he's one of the soldiers for the East coming for war against the West, but nobody knows him in the East. And then he also went on to say, well, he said, because in the line, in the Mex Cortez track he didn't really take a shot at King B's swag. He instead took a shot at various countries. I felt like he was just trying to get attention on those countries. So he took a quick swipe at South Africans, Nigerians, Ghanaians, and then he should have left it at that. But now he had to go at Cameroon, saying Cameroon does not have a plan. And that's where King B got upset. So he was like, we have a plan. King B went on to break down the plan, saying that Cameroon has a god, a monster, and a rap king, pointing himself when he said rap king. But for those who don't know, when he says a god, We have the renowned rapper in Cameroon, Jovi the Mons, who calls himself Mboko God. So he's referred to as a rap god in Cameroon. We have another rapper called Mike Monster, who is really good. I mean, he's really good, yeah. He's fairly good when it comes to the English wordplay things, but when it comes to the Mboko rap, the local rap in Cameroon that's putting pidgin and English things, he's good. He's really good, yeah. So he said they have a god, a monster, and a rap king. And for those, when he mentioned these things, I started picturing like the whole Greek mythology things, where in most of those stories, when you have a successful king, you have either some of those gods. They had the gods, the Greek gods, and they had some of those mythic monsters and people coming to either avenge or to swallow up the wicked person or whatever. So when he put that, I was like, is he trying to put out this kind of the whole Greek mythology kind of story of a god, a monster, and a king, a very powerful king who has the backing of the gods and all of that? Yeah. So that just came to my mind. And then, as I said, he was very strategic. He said, big ups to Sierra Leone. He said, big ups to Nigeria. He said, well, if they have declared war between East and West, so the guys of the West, that's why he's bigging up his brothers from Sierra Leone and Nigeria, shouting out to Cal De Niro, a lot of other parts in the song. And then where he really killed me was when he was speaking in Swahili. That's a big strategic move. He really spoke Swahili in various parts, and I was like, this guy, he's trying to gain markets, and he'll end at nothing to make it big in Africa. And I see him making it big in Africa no matter what it takes. And then he even went ahead to school rappers on this whole beef thing, but he said we should be united in Africa. He's building one Africa. So it's a sport. He used the word. He actually said beef is a sport, so we should take in the sportman fashion where you go at it, give it your best, but let the best man win. And when he wins or when you win, you guys shake hands and then you keep it moving. Yeah, you move on with your life. So I feel like it was a good one. I don't look at this really as his target was not just the beef, but he was also to present himself. Like, I'm very educated, I'm very strategic, I move, and then also to create friends in places, because he knows like this song will go beyond just the beef. So when those people who he wants them to hear this song, when he gets to Narcissus, be like, okay, who is this guy? I mean, like, you know, like in the rap thing, you're also trying to get allies here. Narcissus will be listening for, is he a good rapper? Okay, he's a good rapper. Plus he shouted me out. Plus he has this positive view of Africa. Plus he's intelligent like this. So should I do a collabo with him? Is he a guy to pull to my side? Is he a guy to look out for? Things like that. So I feel like this is a very strategic song. It's a time bomb which you throw in the camp of your opponent, where when it explodes, it's going to bring you more, how can I even put it, more rewards than just killing your opponent. Let me just put it that way. Yeah, killing in the figurative sense of rap battle, lyrical killing and all of that. No hard feelings here. So I feel like this is a very good one. He touched a lot of things here where I know, like, if we are not careful, this guy might be one of this, if not the smartest, one of the most, I don't want to say educated. I'm not talking educated as in certificates, but I mean like a deep mind. Yeah, he gave some names and used some strategies here where it's not relevant for me to start breaking down all the strategies and moves I saw in this rap, but just mark my word, I feel like this guy is very strategic, and I see him going places because he's mapping out his steps, and when he starts jumping on those steps to climb up, we'll just see him climbing up, but some of us don't have the sharpness of mind to pick it out when he's mapping out the steps. But I see him mapping out the steps now, and so when he starts climbing on those steps, I would definitely tell you, I'll definitely tell you guys I told you so, that this guy was mapping out steps when I was putting out all of these beef tracks. When you listen to this track, he didn't even go, when I listened to his interview where he was saying he would go at Cortez, he didn't go savage at Cortez, because he was still trying to keep certain lines, and still he was trying to destroy Cortez, but still not destroy certain bridges. Yeah, let me put it that way. So Cortez is not a big rapper. I mean, Cortez is not that big yet, but he knows, like, if you go savage wild at Cortez and then you insult the whole of East Africa and all of that, then you lose fans, then you lose out collabos, then you lose everything in that direction. But so he was still gaining his West African guys, gaining friends from South Africa, but still crushing Cortez without necessarily crushing East Africa or touching even his country. So he said it in his song all over again. So it was not that savage because he was trying to keep setting bridges. That's just my opinion regards it. Is your boy Ambassador Ma.